sitting on your shins. Bring your palms together. Bow your head towards your hands. And put an intention for this yoga practice today. Good. And we're going to come into, please. So we're still warming. Don't do anything too hasty. From where you are, stand with your feet a bit wider than hip distance. A bit wider than hip distance. And your toes will naturally be turning upwards a little bit. Close your eyes again and just feel the feet on the floor. Feel the pelvic floor going in and up. Roll your shoulders back. And roll your shoulders forwards. Good. Sway your weight from one foot to another. Sway side to side. Then make big circle with your hip. Imagining that there is a weight coming off your tailbone and change direction. And it's making a circle on the floor. Good. Lift your toes, spread your toes, and feel rooted, feel grounded, feel that your feet are growing energetic roots towards the earth and your tailbone as well. From that position, with your toes spread, bring your arms up. Grab hold of your right wrist and stretch towards the left. Your legs will be activating. You might feel that your glutes are tensing. That's fine. You're getting grounded. Back to center and change sides. Inhale, extend, exhale. Let the side of the body stretch, the arm stretches. Good. And bring it back to center. Interlace your fingers behind your back and stretch your hands away from you. Opening your chest. Feeling the front of the body opening up. Your collarbones. And then soften your knees, soften your hips. And bring your arms overhead. Your belly is resting onto your thighs. Your head is relaxed. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, release, shake your hands. And since clapping cleanses the space, we're going to clap all over our body, starting on the right hand and the arm, making some noise, top of the arm, wrist, and the hand, and go on the other side. So the sound of clapping dispels bad energy in our space, and clapping onto the body also brings the energy on the surface of the skin. Very good to do in the morning. Your chest, like if you were a Tarzan. And your belly. This is also using brain vibration. Do it with gusto. The belly can take quite a lot. And your bum. Glutes sound really good. Sides of the hips. Your ribs at the back and your kidneys. And now we go at the front of the legs. Take one leg and go on the sides of the leg, inside and outside. And at the back of the leg. Legs are lucky because they get two hands to clap onto them. Change legs. and at the sides, and at the back. And coming up. Now we're going to clap around the head, but we have to be a little bit more gentle. So on the neck, cupping the hands as you do it. The back of the head and the top of the head, you can give it a bit more energy because the skull, hopefully, is nice and strong. And then on the face, little taps with the fingertips. Taps around the forehead, taps around the eyes, and the nose, the jaw, the lips. And take your ears and pull them out. Pull them out sideways, like some people that are in power at the moment in the UK. Good. And release. Close your eyes for a moment. Just feel the difference in your body after having clapped all around. Feel the tingling all over your skin, all over your body. Good. And open your eyes. Release your wrists and your hands. We're going to do a bit of balance today. So we're going to warm up the ankles. Bring your feet just underneath your hips. Bring your hands onto your hips. And lift your right heel and put pressure on the ball of the right foot. Good. And release. Change sides. Lift the left and put pressure towards the ball of the foot. And release. Warming up the ankles. Lift, put pressure, and release. Lift, lean towards that foot. That's it. And release. Let's see if we can do it as a flow. One lifts and the other one lowers. It's a little bit like a dance. So one and the other side. So there is one moment in the middle that you are with both heels off the floor, one side and the other. Just doing this is in itself a balancing exercise. That's it, going side to side. If you do it in the front, that's easy. It's like walking. You need to go sideways and sideways. That's where the balance is being challenged. Good, lovely. And release. Now, bring the top of the toes onto the floor and stretch the front of the foot. So the toes are on the floor. Stretch the front. Bring your hands onto your hips and stretch the top of the body. Bringing your hips forwards. And release. Change sides. Tops of the toes come onto the floor, like if you were doing ballet. And stretch the front, stretch the chest. And bring it back to center. Good, lovely. Bring your legs wider. If you need to turn your mats round, turn your mats round. If not, just turn around with your mat. We're just going to warm up the top of the legs and do a little bit of balance with the legs wide. So start coming down and up. Down and up. The hands are on the thighs. Good. And then stay there and move side to side. You can feel your knees. Good. And now imagine that you have water in front of you and you're just skimming over the water with your hands. Going side to side. Leading with the elbow. Good. Side to side. Lovely. So you go towards the left and you lead with the elbow towards the left. Then the right hand comes to pick you up and lead with the elbow to the other side. Good. Now stay towards the right. Extend your right hand. Bring your left hand next to the right as if you were pulling a bow. And move your upper body. Just keeping the hands as if they were tightening a bow. And bing, let the arrow go. Go to the other side, left side. Hand flexes. Bring the right hand to pull this imaginary bow string. And then go side to side. Rotating from your solar plexus. And bring it back to center. Gather the energy from the earth. Inhale. Arms up. Exhale. Coming down. And inhale. Bring it up. Showering you with this energy. Inhale. Bring it up. 2 more. Last one. And release. Shake your legs. Roll your shoulders. Shake your whole body. So these are the ways that we gather energy on the body. All of this energy that you gather, you keep for yourself and you can spend it during the day. It's like making a bank account, saving account for your energy. Come to the backs of the mat. So the sequence that we're going to work with today has quite a lot of balance. Go gently. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to have to hold from a chair, from a wall, from a sideboard. Doesn't matter. If you need to, just give yourself the permission to do it. And focus on your breath. If your breath is compromised, if your breath is not being fluid, then it means that you're going a little bit too far. This sequence, just for you visual students, I'll show you one time and then we do it together. So we're going to come with your feet hip distance apart. We're going to come into eagle pose, crossing arms and legs. You can watch for now to start with. Elbows up and you sink. Then you come into star pose, opening up, still standing on the left leg. Then we let our leg come back, transition into a floating half moon. And then you bring your knee up, big step, hands by the side, standing splits. From there, we come into a low lunge, chaturanga, up dog, downward facing dog, and we walk back towards the feet, flat back, rolling up, and release. Okay, that's the whole sequence to start with. We will add a couple of things as we go along. And as always, you know, it's your practice. So if you feel like staying in one position for a little bit longer, having another stretch, all of that is valid and is available to you. If you want to do it, just do it. All right, backs of the mat. Shoulders back and down. You might still feel that tingling in your skin. Inhale, exhale through your mouth. 2 more of those, 2 sides. Inhale. 1 more. Wonderful. We start crossing the right leg over the left. Arms parallel to the floor. Bend your knees. Sink on your hips and bring your right knee over the left. And for now, you can touch the toes onto the floor. Focus on a non-moving point in front of you, sinking onto those hips. Good. Now bring your right elbow underneath the left and keep crossing your hands. for your eagle arms. Lift your elbows, feel the space between your shoulder blades. Your gaze is now focusing on the peripheral vision. If you want, you bring your toes behind your calf muscle. Breathing deeply. And inhale. Expand, arms and legs coming into star pose. You're still facing forwards. Arms and legs are spread, fingers are spread. Beautiful. Now, let your chest go forwards as your right leg goes back. And you tilt into floating half moon. Inhale, coming back to center. Bring the knee up. And make a big step forwards. Big step forwards. Back leg is straight. Bring your hands by the sides of the foot. Standing splits. The standing leg can be bent if you want. The head, if possible, comes towards the shin. Having the legs straight will be a little bit more demand. Your hips are not opening too much. They're kind of square. See if you can hold your ankle with one hand or maybe both hands. Fingertips on the floor. Release your left leg and come into a low lunge. Release the knee onto the floor. Let the hip go forwards. Open the chest. Open. Feel that stretch from your chin to your knee. Tag your back toes under and come into plank. Good. Chest over your wrists. You can bring your knees onto the floor. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, shoulders back and down. Cobra. Exhale, tag your toes. Downward facing dog. And you can walk your dog, release tension, find the position in which you can feel rested on your down dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Stay there for a moment in forward fold. And then rolling up into standing vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring your arms around and up. And exhale. Hands to your heart. Good. We're going to do it on the other leg. Check if there is any tension. Check that you're still at the back of the mat. Shoulders back and down. Lift energetically from your instep and your pelvic floor. Soften both knees and your hips. So it's not just your knees bent and your back is up straight. You soften on the hips as if you were going to sit in a tiny chair. You soften there to give you more stability. Lift the left knee and cross it over. You can touch the toes on the floor to start with. Sink. Knee over knee. There should be no space between your knees. Arms to the sides, parallel to the floor, and then bring the left elbow underneath your right. And bring your elbows up. Sinking, focusing on your peripheral vision. Breathe. See if you can tag your toes behind your ankle. Bring in an extra challenge. Good. Inhale. Expand into your star pose. Reach with joy. Then let your body come sideways, coming into your half moon. So I'm at an angle. That's why I'm more forward to you. If I was facing the mat, I will be sideways. Breathe, expand. The hand is almost on the floor, but not quite. And coming up, bring your knee up. Extend the front leg, left leg, and come into a low lunge. Back leg is straight. Your train tracking. And reach towards the floor. Fingertips by the sides of the foot. Standing splits. Reach through the tips of your toes. You can bring one hand or both hands onto your ankles. And then release into a low lunge. Release the back knee. Open the chest. Lovely. Breathe. And bring the leg back into plank. You can have your knees onto the floor. Lower down, chaturanga. Cobra. Maybe up dog if you want to stretch the hip flexors. Up dog is better. Your knees are off the floor, hands and feet on the floor. Exhale, tap your toes, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Walk your dog, shake your head. And walk your hands back towards your feet. Soften your knees, release your upper body. Grab hold of your elbows. Sway your upper body side to side. And coming up into standing. Bring the arms around and up. And hands towards your heart. Release. Good. Shake your legs, shake your arms. So, I would like us to do it now as a flow, without hanging out too much on each pose. Just try to float from one pose to the next. I will be doing it with you and I will be talking it through it. So if you get lost, you can look, try to feel it. And maybe you don't feel like doing the star pose. Maybe you go straight into half moon. Maybe your hand goes on the floor. Be an agent on your asana and do what's right for you. Or maybe you want to have a chair to stand or a block. Do it. It's not there is no harm. The only harm that you can do to yourself in a yoga practice is not to go with your breath. Well, it's not the only harm, but that's the main harm. When your breath and your movement get out of sync, then things that are not good for us start happening. All right, let's do it. Shoulders back and down. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the floor beneath you. Feel grounded. Feel those roots growing from your feet, from your tailbone. At the same time, your upper body expands towards the sky. Open your eyes. Inhale, arms to the side. Cross your right leg over the left. Tuck the toes under. Right elbow comes under the right. Lift. Eagle pose. Full inhale. Full exhale. Open into star pose. Chest is forwards. Hips are forwards. Now turn your hips to the long side of the mat. Floating half moon. Whee! And bring the leg forwards. Knee towards the chest. Extend forwards. Big step. Hands by the side of the foot. And standing splits. See if you can hold onto the ankle. Hands on the floor. Low lunge. You release the back knee onto the floor. Being full asana. Hands on the floor. Leg back into plank. Chest over your wrists. Chaturanga. Roll your toes. Up dog. Or you can do cobra. Roll your toes. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Only a couple of breaths here. And then walk your hands, feeling the floor beneath your hands. Release your knees. Grab hold of your elbows. Sway your upper body. Rolling up into standing. Arms around and up. Hands towards your heart. Good. One more. Inhale. And exhaling Tadasana. Always take the time to the root. It's worth it. Arms parallel. Bring your left leg up. Cross it over. Sink. You can have the toes on the floor or go straight into tucking the toes behind the ankle. Left elbow beneath the right. Lift the elbows. Sink. Full inhale. Full exhale. And star pose, Tadasana. Arms and legs open. Then turn into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Floating in there. And coming back up. Still the left leg is off the floor. Bring the knee towards the chest. Expand. Big step. Hands by the side, standing splits. See if you can hold onto your ankle. And release into a low lunge. Release the back knee, open the chest, push the hip forwards. Nice. Hands onto the floor, leg back into plank. Chaturanga, cobra, or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths in here. And walk your hands towards your feet. Soften your upper body. Grab hold of your elbows just for a moment. Then let go of the elbows. Roll up into standing. Arms around and up. Exhale, hands towards your heart. Good, we've done it. Shake your arms, shake your legs. And we're going to go onto the ground. So, from where you are, inhale, arms up, exhale, fold. Come into a down dog. Just to release the hips, bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Very quick. Pigeon pose. So the hands are by the sides of the knee. We're doing king pigeon, stretching the legs. We're not relaxing down. Place your left hand onto the floor. If you can, reach onto your left foot. Bring the heel towards the hip. Stretching the front of the thigh. And release. Tag the toes under. Come back into down dog. And we're going to do the other side. Left leg comes up, knee behind the wrist. Open up. Then either opposite hand to foot or same hand to foot. Bring the heel towards the buttocks, stretching the front of the thigh. And release. Down dog. And look towards your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees. Step or jump to sitting. Good. Roll the shoulders back. Roll the shoulders forwards. Release your neck. Rolling side to side. Maybe if there is a space that it feels a bit tense, you can have your fingertips there and press the head very gently, just encouraging the stretch. And to the other side. Good. And rotate your upper body. Releasing. And change direction. Keep your eyes closed just to let that softness happen. When we are concentrating a lot, our eyes are open like plates. And now release down for your Shavasana. Even if you usually take Shavasana or take meditation seated, just for today, try for a couple of minutes to be lying down. I recommend this because our hips have been doing quite a lot of work. And you want that contraction that we have on the day-to-day when we are sitting. You want it release, you want it open. Your chin is towards your chest, your shoulders. Your neck is long. Inhaling and exhaling. Tune into this gentle ebb and flow of the breath. And see if you can expand your exhale. So you are inhaling maybe for count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 6 or 8. Let go of the breath. Breathe normally. And start making little stretches. Maybe swaying your knees side to side. Hugging your knees and massaging your lower back. Nose to knees can stretch the upper back. And when you're ready, either roll yourself up, sitting, or bring your knees to one side and come into sitting for our Oms and Shantis. Keep your back in a neutral position. Keep your eyes closed, your neck long, shoulders are relaxed. You can have your index over your knees. Palms can be facing upwards or downwards. Just feel what feels better. Inhale to begin. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Bring your palms together, rub your palms. Make the movement a little faster, generating prana between your hands. Place your palms over your face, inhale deeply. Open your eyes to the darkness of your hands. Slide your hands towards your chest. Bow your head. And now that we know that clapping dispels bad energy, give yourself a clap. Well done. We normally finish the class with a clap. And now with more intention. Thank you. Ask if you have any questions.
Thank you, Geny.
Thank you so much. Well done. Was it better today?
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.